All right, everybody, do not panic. Calm down. Calm down. I'm seeing a lot of negativity online. I'm seeing a lot of people, going off saying that winning the title is slim now, or chances are slim. Bro, how many points clear are we to Arsenal right now? Yes, we have Everton next, and then we do go and play Arsenal. But the title is still firmly in our hands, and it looks like we are probably going to win that. And I think it's just the City trauma that is kicking in right now from Liverpool, from last season, from this season, and seasons past, and things like that. The season is not over. Calm down. The season is not over. And for those of you that are turning on Slot, I think the frustration is just a little bit misguided. And it's frustration, and that's all it is that you are very frustrated, as I am, with what could have been in this season and what we wanted to be in this season. And because it could have happened doesn't mean that it should have happened, which is, I think it's two completely different things. And I think people get mixed up a lot, just as human beings, and especially as football fans. What could have happened is that we could have won the quad. What should have happened is that we should be happy with finishing top four. Given the transition from a manager, given the lack of resources from the ownership, all of these things that kind of worked against Arne Slot in starting on this Liverpool team, we should have been happy with being able to earn top four and maybe walking away with the Carabao Cup. That's what should have happened. What could have happened is a treble. But you're getting those two things mixed up. Keep in mind, the Carabao Cup has always been, and it shouldn't be, and I think it needs to change, but a cup that's convenient to win, not a cup that you need to win. And the UCL was never supposed to be a competition that we should have been winning this season. And if you say we should have won the UCL this season, tell me how. Go down in the comments and tell me how we should have been winning the UCL this season when last season we weren't even in it. Okay? Let's keep that in mind, right? And then remember the circumstances that Arne Slot is in right now as a manager. 2 windows with none of the additions that he wants, a team that was inherited from one of the greatest managers in history in Jurgen Klopp. He has to come in and fill these shoes with such a big personality and make this team a success and win while trying to implement and stamp his type of authority and his style of play onto this team. It is a very hard task to achieve. And not only that, this side was a side that we were saying needed to be blown up 2 seasons ago when we finished third. It was in that tough spell with Henderson and Fabinho in the midfield. Let's not forget that. And then last season, it was the same thing. We had a little bit of a resurgence, but we fell off after the Carabao Cup. And people were saying that this team needed to be blown up after Klopp left anyway. And we weren't sure what was going to happen. We wanted Xabi Alonso, but we got Arne Slot. We didn't know who this guy was anyway. And we were like, dude, we'll be lucky to get top 4. We didn't even get our number 1 pick. And Xabi, don't forget that stuff happened. Okay? And just because expectations do change, and they do change, and I've said that a ton of times in previous videos, expectations do change for managers as things go on. But you didn't even know who Arne Slot was 2 years ago. So how are you expecting him to do something that only a handful of managers in history have ever even done? Which is, 1, win a Premier League title, but 2, win a treble and a double. I think the expectations have just been a little bit too high from this fan base, given where Arne Slot is, 1, in his career, and 2, in his career as a Liverpool manager. Don't forget, he is still a very, very young manager, Arne Slot is, who hasn't experienced a lot of these things that Klopp is obviously very experienced in, or Pep Guardiola is obviously experienced in. You got to understand the situation that they're in right now. And don't let us being knocked out of the Champions League by probably the number 1 or number 2 team in the world right now in PSG. I think Barcelona will probably win it. And losing in a final, which are very hard to win, by the way, in any sport, which is why only 1 person wins the cup every single year. And it's rare that multiple people even get an opportunity to even play in a final. Those are very tough to win, by the way, any cup competition, and losing in a final, a 2-1 in a final, right? So you just got to take a lot of this stuff into consideration and into perspective, man. We got to calm down as a fan base. And if we're thinking that this is a bottling anything, you have to check your priorities and go back and look at some of these results and look at where we were and where we've ended up. Okay. If you think losing the Carabao Cup final to a Newcastle side that is still very good, okay, mind you, and can beat anybody on their day, and we've historically had issues with. If you think that's bottling it, I don't know. I don't know what the hell to say. If you think losing to PSG, like I said before, a top 2 team in the world right now, it's either them or Barca, is bottling it, I don't know what to tell you. If being 12 points clear in the Premier League is bottling it, with what 5 or 6 more games to go to secure it mathematically, I don't know what to tell you. I know. You don't turn your back on Arne Slot. You just don't do it. And don't let the rival teams get in your head. They have won fuck all this season. You're going to see a lot of Chelsea fans, Arsenal fans, United fans talking about how we bottled the league, but they need to be more concerned about how they bottled trophies. Where this is a manager from the Eredivisie who's never played in top flight football or coached in top flight football, has almost no experience in Europe, came and is now running away with the Premier League title and making it to finals and going bar for bar with some of the best teams in the world, where they're nowhere to be found in these competitions. Arsenal's still in it. They're about to get decapitated by Real Madrid. They are going to walk away with nothing this season. Newcastle won the Carabao Cup. Not Manchester United, not Man City, not Arsenal. Newcastle won it. Not them. So don't let them shake you up and get you all shaken up in the head and think that, oh, we're not going to make it. We got a slim chance. I saw it on, we got a slim chance to win this thing. What? Come on, bruh. Come on. Do we even know what a fan means anymore? This is crazy. Do Liverpool need to improve? Absolutely. Absolutely. 110%. But we can't take anything away from Arne Slot in this team. They will learn. He has to learn. He has to get better. He will learn that he needs to rotate these players and he needs to trust players on the team. He will learn that. That's a mistake that he made. I'm not here to be Mr. Positive and say, all this extra stuff. I'm here to tell you an even and solid analysis of what I'm seeing. Arne Slot needs to be better, but he will be. And I think in these moments, in isolated events like this, we can't take away of what he's actually been able to do and how impressive that is. But I can also be critical of what's happening in this moment here right now. He has to be better. He has to learn how to rotate the squad better. This isn't the Eredivisie. You can't just keep running the same squad out there and playing low intensity matches. Every match is a battle. You need to have a deep squad. You got to go get some players. You got to go get a midfielder or two. You got to refresh this front line. You got to get a center back. You can't keep trusting specific players like Jota. Jota shouldn't have played today. The 4-2-2 should have stayed. It should have encouraged Jonas Sabo up front, rotating in and out of that midfield. He will learn from these things. He has to learn from these things. Otherwise, he won't be a success. We looked leggy. We looked tired because he hasn't been trusting Elliott and Chiesa. And that is his issue that he will have to address, and he will have to get better. I'm not sitting here saying that he's perfect. He's not. He needs to get better. He needs to improve, and this team needs to be improved, and it needs to be refreshed. But I also am not going to take away from the fact that we've literally beat every champion in Europe in the top 5 leagues, and he's wearing away with the Premier League title. We've made it to finals. We are very competitive with some of the best teams in the world, and nothing has changed squad-wise from the Klopp tenure to right now. Imagine when he starts getting pieces that he feels like it's going to fit into this team. All signs show that Arne Slot is going to be a demon for us. And I need you guys to support that. I need you guys to get behind that. And I get it. And that's the whole point of this channel, is to have different point of views and different perspectives. And I want that. I want to harbor that type of stuff on the channel. I do. So tell me down below, what are your thoughts? What are you guys thinking? While you're down there, subscribe to the channel, please. We're growing like crazy. We're almost at 7,000. But tell me what your perspective is and what your judgment is on this team. And be respectful. Be respectful while you're down there. Please. Let's have good conversations, constructive conversations about this team and how we think the team can get better. Remember, we are all on the same team. Mind you, we're all on the same team. So fighting amongst each other literally makes no sense. The jury is still out on Arne Slot, but all signs point to him being a success at Liverpool. Don't let social media and rival fans get into your head. He has been fantastic this season. We can't take that away from him. But is there room for improvement? Without a doubt. Gravenberch hasn't been rotated correctly. Like I said before, that 4-4-2 worked against C. I don't know why he didn't show up. Why Jota has been played? I do not know. He's completely out of form. Slot will need to get better. But that doesn't mean we turn on him just yet, because he has been very, very good and better than every manager in the Premier League this season. Do not forget that. You learn nothing when I saw this on the literally yesterday. You learn nothing when you win. This guy said, fuck winning. You learn nothing when you win. Losing is where greatness is honed and harnessed. That's where you become great, is in the losses. And if you saw with Klopp, same thing could happen with Slot. Klopp became great when he lost. He became great when he lost finals. He came back next seasons and became even better. And it was better teams and better performances. The same thing needs to happen with Slot. He has to have that little trait in him where losing, the Mamba mentality, where losing is unacceptable. And when it happens, you got to go to the next level. We need to see that from Slot. Don't look at this as a failure, because it's not. This is a pure indication that Slot is on the right track and he is a problem for this league. And that's why it's been generational hate watches for all of the fans. And while we're back, bro. We are so fucking back. We got 2 weeks of hate watches in a row where every single fan across the nation is cheering against us. We're back on our course, baby. Credit to Newcastle. They played a very good game. Eddie Howe has put together a very good physical team that know how to harness the dark arts and all the shithousery and all of that kind of stuff. So they played their game correctly. Isak is a freaking demon. He's a good player and knows how to pop up and get a goal. He's a glass cannon, came off injured, of course. So I know a lot of people are thinking that maybe we get him. I don't think we do because of that specifically, but a huge, huge asset for Newcastle and won them in that game today. He was very, very dangerous. So credit to them. Congratulations to them for getting their first trophy. I think in 70 years or something like that. Don't take this away from Eddie Howe and his Newcastle side. They put together a good game plan and they executed, and we did not. And that's just the facts of it. But that also doesn't take away from the fact of how good this Liverpool side has been and how good Arne Slot has been this season. Don't get it twisted, guys. Please don't panic. So I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys comment down below, like the video, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. We're going to be coming out with some good stuff as this next break comes out. We'll print out 6 videos that are going to be really cool. But appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys turn on that notification bell so you stay in the loop of all of these things. And thanks for tuning in to Unconformed, guys. It's been a hell of a season, and we continue to march on to secure that Premier League title. Peace.